So let's begin with a quick overview of the library guide for this class. I am at the library guide right now, and if you look at the URL bar, you can see the address, which is guides.library.pdx.edu/COMM300. I will provide the link at the bottom of this page. Also, when you're on the home page or the dashboard for Canvas, there's a link that reads library research. If you click on that link, you will get a link to this library guide. So it should be easily accessible. If you're having problems, please contact me. So as I scroll down, I've designed this page so it should cover almost everything you need to do your literature review. Looking over the tabs, I have one that says Getting Started, Literature Review and Overview, Articles and Databases, Books, Communication Journals, Understanding and Managing Citations, and Evaluating Resources. Now, for today, I'm really only going to cover the literature, Getting Started, the Literature Review, and Articles and Databases, as well as Understanding and Managing Citations. Scrolling down, I also have my contact information listed. It has my office. However, I am working remotely. Telephone number and my email address. If you can contact me for one-on-one consultations, please email me. Please give me 24 to 48 hours to respond. So I'm scrolling down here. We have related guides, business, psychology, sociology, applied linguistics, and so on. The reason why I have these is that communication, even though you're working with the theories, communications can be very interdisciplinary. So I've listed these because I find that these areas often discuss communication topics and theories. For instance, business. Business might talk about organizational communication, interpersonal communication. Psychology is a little more obvious because communication does involve a lot of concepts of psychology, sociology, and so on. So I provided this in case you're moving into an area that deals with those issues. I think business, again, is an excellent example because business does have a lot of research about interpersonal and organizational communication. So scrolling up. One thing I do want to go over before I talk about the major tabs are books. So when people talk about literature reviews, they talk about finding articles, and that's true. But I'm going to suggest that you may want to use books. And the reason why is that, particularly for this class, books are not like sort of the average book that you get from a public library. In other words, you read chapter 1 to understand chapter 2, to understand chapter 3, so on and so forth. You can actually search inside books and find chapters that might be relevant to your literature review. The reason why I bring this up is that you don't have to read an entire book to find materials for your lit review. Oftentimes, academic books, which is what you'll be working with, have chapters that work independently, and they can be incredibly invaluable. So how do you find these chapters? You can use the catalog, and we'll go over searching on the catalog later, but the catalog does cover not only books, but book chapters. So you don't have to read an entire book just to use a chapter. Another tab I'd like to demonstrate is the Communication Journals tab. Now, why would you want to use this? I have a list of the core journals in communication. So as I scroll down, you'll see titles such as Communication Quarterly, Communication Research, Communication Studies, so on and so forth. You can even see there's a journal called Communication Theory. You can search those, although it could be a bit tricky, and I wouldn't really recommend that. I really won't go into it right now, but I would use this page if you're not sure if whatever you find, particularly an article, fits the communication field or is important or relevant. I will say, though, that when you use a core journal, it probably has a big impact among academics in communication. So it might be something you want to think about or just peruse, just to get an idea of who are the major publishers in communications. So that's it. I'm going to return to the home page just to get you familiar with the look. So the next video will be all about literature reviews.